Now let's do some Iit Jee questions based on the location of roots. Question is, if B is greater than A, then roots of x minus A into x minus B is equal to 1 lies in first one, both roots lie in A to B. B option, both roots lie in minus infinity to A. C is both roots in B to infinity, and D is 1 in minus infinity to A and other in B to infinity. This has been asked in Iit Jee. So how will you solve this question? This is the quadratic equation given, x minus a into x minus b is equal to 1. Now you have to find roots of the equations lie in which interval. The four options are given. So what is saying in the question? Roots are asking in which interval lies with respect to A and B. Here intervals are broken in two parts with respect to A and B. So B is given greater than A. So let's say A is here and x is equal to B is here. So these are the two conditions. Now you have to find in which part roots lie. Whether both roots lie in this interval A to B, or one root lie in this one, another root in this one, or both roots lie in B to infinity, or both roots lie in minus infinity to A. So first of all, this is the quadratic equation. We can write x minus A into x minus B minus 1 is equal to 0. If you multiply this one, this is the quadratic equation. If you multiply this, you will get x square minus a plus bx and then plus ab minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation. We can take this quadratic equation as fx. So this is, let's say, fx. Fx is equal to x square minus ax plus b. This is the quadratic equation. Now these two are equivalent. We can write here x minus a into x minus b minus 1. This is our fx. Now we are drawing graph a times fx versus x. A is what? Small a with respect to this one. Ax square plus bx plus c. With respect to this is the a. Don't confuse with this a. So we are drawing the graph a times fx versus 1. So if you compare with quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c, so coefficient of x square is what? 1. A is 1. That means we have to draw the graph fx versus x. Now check the some values with respect to a and b. If you find the value of f of a from the graph, check the value of f of a. If you find f of a, now substitute here x is equal to a, you will get what? A minus a into a minus b minus 1. That means this is 0, 0 minus 1, this is minus 1. So it is coming f of a is equal to minus 1. Now I am locating the value at x is equal to a. Value is coming what? Minus 1. That means this is the coordinate a comma minus 1. At x equal to a, graph is giving fx is giving the negative value. A times fx is giving negative value. Now next find out the value at x is equal to b. This is the value at x is equal to a. Now find out the value at x is equal to b. So f of b will be how much? Put here x is equal to b in the function, in this function. So it will be b minus a into b minus b minus 1. So this is 0, 0 minus 1, this is coming minus 1. That means f of b is equal to minus 1. That means a times f of b is coming minus 1. A is what? A is 1. That a is 1, f of b is equal to minus 1. So this is also coming minus 1. That means this coordinate is what? B comma minus 1. We are drawing the graph of what? A times fx versus x. Now draw the graph. So this is these are the two values and both are giving the same value. With respect to the graph of any parabolic graph is always symmetric with respect to the axis. If you see, graph is always symmetric. So see here, the graph is what? Upward parabola, because coefficient of x square is what? 1. So it is upward parabola and graph is giving the same value. That means graph will be symmetric about these two values. So graph will pass like this one. Will pass like this one. If you draw the graph of a times fx versus x. So this is the graph. Now you can see easily which root lie in which interval. So one root is this one. This is coming alpha and this is coming beta. So one root is coming in minus infinity to a in between this one, and other root is coming what? After b. That means in the interval b to infinity. So which option is correct? This is the fourth option. That means one root in minus infinity to a and other in b to infinity. We just considered the graph of what? Fx versus x. A times fx versus x. We have drawn the graph, finding the value of x at x equal to a and x equal to b. Both are giving the same value, and we know the graph is parabolic graph is what? Symmetric about a line. So this will be the middle line. This will be the middle line, and with respect to this one, graph will be symmetric. That means graph will be like this one. Now let's take another example. This also has been asked in Iit Jee. If ABC belongs to real number and let ABC belongs to real number, if ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, has two real roots alpha and beta. Alpha less than minus 1 and beta greater than 1. This is given. Then which one is true? Then which one is true? First option is given what? 1 plus mod b by a plus c by a greater than 0. B is given 1 plus b by a plus c by a less than 0, and c is 1 plus b plus c is greater than 0, and d is 1 plus b plus c less than 0. These are the four conditions. This question also has been asked in Iit Jee. Now how will you approach this question? ABC are real numbers and the quadratic equation is given. So we can take here the quadratic equation fx is equal to, it's better divide the number by a and take, first of all divide this quadratic equation by a, and you can see like this one. If you divide this quadratic equation by a, you will get x square plus b by a x plus c by a is equal to 0. Why I am dividing this quadratic equation by a? So that coefficient of x square is unity and that is positive. So it will be always upward parabola. So take it as fx. This is fx is equal to x square plus b by a x plus c by a. This is our fx, and coefficient of x square in this case is positive. That means it will give the always upward parabola. Now draw the graph with respect to what? With respect to given numbers. One root is in the question, it is saying one root is what less than -1, and other root is what greater than 1. So first of all draw the number line and mark the two numbers -1 and 1, and according to the question, one root is what? One root is less than -1. That means alpha will lie in this interval and beta will lie in this interval. And graph is what? One root is this one and other root is this one, and graph is what? Upward parabola, because coefficient of x square is always, it is given positive. So graph will be like this one, somewhere like this one. If you draw the graph of fx versus x, this is the graph. See from the figure, if you find the value at x equal to 1, find the value, this is x equal to -1 and this is x equal to 1. From the figure, if you find the value of f of -1, find the value of f of -1, it is coming what? Negative value. So f of -1 will be how much? -1 square plus b by a into -1 plus c by a, and f of -1 from figure f of -1 is coming less than 0. So this will be less than 0. So from the figure f of -1 is this one, 1 minus b by a plus c by a, and this is coming what? Negative. So this is, let's say, equation 1, inequality 1. Now in the same way, find out the value of fx at x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 1, from the figure, if you see, this is the value of fx is what? Below the x-axis, that means negative, it is coming negative. So from the figure, f of 1 is also coming what? Negative, and f of 1 from here, what is f of 1? F of 1 will be how much? 1 square from the function plus b by a into 1 plus c by a. So this is coming how much? 1 plus b by a plus c by a. So this is coming 1 plus b by a plus c by a, and it is also coming negative. Now there are two inequalities. You can say this one, this is coming what? 1 minus b by a plus c by a, and this is coming what? 1 plus b by a plus c by a. Both are coming less than 0. And what is this one? If anything is written like this one, I will tell this one what is mod in this, after this class. So if anything is written like this one, this is x and this is two vertical lines, this read as mod of fx, mod of x, and if you remove this mod, it will come like this one, plus minus of x. Meaning of this one, mod of x means what? Plus minus of x. So we can combine these two values in this way, from 1 and 2, if combined, if combine 1 and 2 can be written as 1 plus minus b by a plus c by a less than 0. This means this can be written as 1 plus minus of mod c by a less than 0. So which one is correct? B option is correct. And see here, we don't know about the value of a, whether it is positive or negative. So we cannot say about these two options which one is correct. We cannot multiply, we cannot take LCM and cannot multiply to the right hand side. So we cannot find the value of this one, whether it is positive or negative. So we cannot decide this answer for these two. So one answer is coming B option. Now let's take another example. This is the question of Iit Jee also. Next question is, if a is less than b less than c less than d, then roots of x minus a into x minus c plus x minus b into x minus d is equal to 0 are first option is given real, second option is given real and distinct, third option is given real and equal, and D option is given imaginary. These are the four options given. This is of Iit Jee question. Now, how will we solve this one? See here, if you multiply this one, first see the behavior, x minus a into x minus c plus x minus b into x minus d is equal to 0. If you multiply this one, you will get x square minus a plus c x plus ac, and multiply this one, you will get x square minus b plus d into x plus bb is equal to 0. That means you will get 2x square minus a plus b plus c plus d into x plus ac plus bd is equal to 0. Right? So now this is the equation. Divide by 2 now. Divide this equation by 2. You will get x square minus a plus b plus c plus d by 2 into x plus ac plus bd divided by 2 is equal to 0. I am dividing this one, making the coefficient of x square unity. Easy to draw the graph. Here coefficient of x square is what? 1. So if you take this as fx, if you take this whole thing as fx, coefficient of x square is for positive, so it will give always upward parabola. So multiplication of these terms giving you the result this one, and this is coming the quadratic equation. And if you take left hand side as fx, it will give always upward parabola. So I am taking fx as this one, x minus a into x minus c plus x minus b into x minus d. This is our fx now. And if you multiply this, you will get coefficient of x square as unity, that will give the upward parabola. Right. Now, how will you solve this question? In every question, there are some conditions you have to think about those conditions. What is given the condition? Condition is given these are the four numbers and given order of these four numbers are given. So this is, let's say, A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Order of these questions, these four numbers are given. A is what less than B, and B is what less than C, and C is what less than D. These are the four orders. Now think about these numbers. Take this is our fx. Find out the values of fx at these values, x equal to A, B, C, D. Now this is x equal to A, x equal to B, x equal to C, and this is x equal to D. Remember this one, coefficient of x square is what? Unity, that will give always upward parabola. So we are drawing the graph fx versus x. Right. So find out the value of fx at these four values. So find out f of a here. Put x equal to a here in this equation. So it will give you a minus a plus a minus c plus a minus b into a minus c. That is, this will give you 0. So the value is coming a minus b into a minus c. Now think this one. In the question it is saying order of these four numbers are given. So b minus a will be how much? B is greater than a. So b minus a will be positive, and d is also greater than a. So d minus a will be what? A minus d will be how much? Negative. Because d is greater than the a, so a minus d will be negative. Now product of these two will be always negative. So this is coming negative. So f of a is coming negative. That, let's say here it is coming here negative value. Now see, in the same way, find out f of b. What is the f of b? Find out from here f of b. This is the value. F of a is coming what? Negative. This is a comma something, a comma f of a. It is coming negative value, some negative value. So I have located below the x-axis. So find out the f of b now. F of b will be how much? F of b will be how much? B minus a into b minus c. This will give you 0 because b minus b 0, b minus c. 0 into any number is 0. So this is coming what? B minus a into b minus c. Now see the sign of these two factors. B minus a will be what? B minus a will be positive, and b minus c will be what? B minus c will be negative. B minus c is coming negative, and b minus a is coming positive. Multiplication of these two numbers will be what? Negative value. This is coming also the negative value. First was coming what? F of a was coming what? F of a, this is 0. This is what? A minus b into a minus b. A minus b was what? A minus b was a minus b. This is a minus b. A minus b is coming what? Negative, and a minus d is coming what? A minus d. A minus d is also coming positive, negative. So this is negative into negative. This is coming positive. So this is our positive value. F of a is coming positive value. So this is a comma f of a. First one. See here. F of a is coming positive because a minus a, this will give you 0, and a minus b, this is a minus b, and this is a minus b. A minus b will be what? Positive value, because b is greater than a, so a minus b will be what? Negative. From the figure, d is what? D is coming greater than a, that means a minus d will be less than 0. Both these values are coming negative. So if you multiply two negative numbers, will give you positive number. So f of a is coming positive and f of b is coming what? Negative. So this will give you the negative value. Now in the same way, find out the value of f of c. Now f of c will be how much? F of c will be c minus a into c minus c plus c minus d into c minus d. So c minus c, this will be 0. So this is 0 plus c minus b into c minus d. So this is coming c minus b into c minus d. Now check from here. C is what? C and b. Order of c and b. C is greater than b. That means c minus b will be what? Greater than 0. C minus b is what? Positive number. Now check the value of c and d. So c is what? C is less than d. So c minus d will be less than 0. Now take product of these two. One is positive and another is negative. So if you take product, it will give you the negative value. So c is also giving some negative value. Let's say here, this is this one, b comma fb, and this is coming what? C comma fc. Now in the same way, find out the value of f of d now. Find out the value of f of d. So f of d will be how much? d minus a into d minus c plus this will give you d minus b into d minus d. So this will give you 0. That means this is coming d minus a into d minus c. See from here, order of these two, d and a. D is what? Greater than a. So d minus a will be how much? D minus a will be positive. D, check the order of d and c. D is also greater than c. That means d minus c greater than 0. Both these numbers, d minus a and d minus c, both numbers are positive. So product of these two numbers is always positive value. So f of d is coming what? Positive value. Let's say somewhere here. So this is d comma f of d. Now draw the graph of parabola. So parabola is what? Upward. So graph will be like this one, this one, this one. So this is what? Positive. So graph will pass through this one. From the figure, this will be the possible graph. So you can see what is the condition, what can be the case. So first of all, roots, check about the roots. Roots are which type? Roots will be, because a, b, c, d are distinct numbers, so both roots will be real and distinct. So about the graph is what? Both roots are real and distinct. Real and distinct. This is the first from the figure. Second is what? One root lies between a to b and other root lies between c to d. One root in a to b and other in c to d. Intervals. These are the two cases can be said about this graph. One root lies in this interval a to b and other root lying in the interval c to d. So these three questions asked in Iit Jee. Now we will discuss some more questions in the next class.